This is an X-frame walnut folding desk from around about 1910 in date. But actually, it's more than just a desk. We'll get onto that later. But as we can see, it's a space saver. I don't think it's particularly made for travel, although I'm sure that the odd army officer during World War I might well have taken a desk like this with him. It was a space saver for use in the home. You could fold it up when not needed, put it away if you had a small flat or whatever. When you needed to do some paperwork, pull it out. And we can see that the design is developed from the coaching table, which was made throughout the whole of the 19th century. Folds on an X-frame. Underneath, you've got a locking bar which twists to hold the two parts of the top open, and it's a very useful, practical piece of furniture to give you an extra table when you need it, and it can be folded, put out of the way when you don't. Now, a number of different companies made desks like this, including the Army and Navy store. And this is their catalogue of 1907. And we can see examples up here and down here. You've got other examples here of similar sort of things, but not made to fold, with fixed legs. And you could get a variety of different interiors to these desks. It wasn't just the Army and Navy store that made them. A lot of the Bond Street makers, people like Vickery, Thornhill, those sort of high-end companies also made them. And it was a very popular design then, and actually still is now. So in the closed position, we can see on the top, we've got two brass swing hooks here and here, just to keep the two halves of the top closed. We've also got a brass swing catch here to lock the two halves when they're open. So let's open it up. So we release the swing hooks, we open it, and we swing the catch into position. Hopefully you can see it there, and that will keep the top open. Now, I call this a desk, but what we've actually got here is a card table, and that's why this example is different to any others that we've had before. You've got a lovely surface here covered in baize, so you can have a game of cards, or you could use it as a work surface. But we still have a desk as well. We'll get onto that in a minute. So you might have noticed these buttons to the side. They're slide catches, and if we slide them, this section pops up, and we see that we've got a well here, which would be very useful for keeping your playing cards or important papers or stationery. And this is lined in a grained leather which has been passed through a rolling machine to give it a grained pattern. And you might also be able to see these buttons here in each corner. These are sprung, and the purpose of those are to create some tension against the top. So when you release the catches to the sides, the top will spring open as it's pushed against it. Now, on this side, we've got a little bit of a warp, so you've got to push it down to lock it. So I said this was a desk. We need to see that. The desk is to the other side. So again, we've got some catches here and here to release the desk. and there you go. Up it pops with a leather interior. And this is what we would normally expect of one of these desks. This section would be to the top here, and when you opened the desk out initially, you wouldn't get a card table, you would go straight to this section. And it's lined in leather, and we've got everything that we would need to create a workstation. You've got some gilt brass big rounded paper clips here. You've got a little early plastic ivorine pad here that you can write your notes on in pencil and then rub out. Sometimes these were in porcelain. You've got a little wallet here to put some papers, and you've got smaller little pockets at the front here which you can put in different denominations of stamps. To this section we've got these little belt loops which pull out nice and easily. You can put your writing paper, and this has also got a divider to the middle. You've got a floating leather pad. It is fixed to one side, but you can use that just to separate your papers so it's easier to access them. To the middle here we've got some blotting paper which can be changed, and that's your work surface, your writing surface. You've got a little box here which is lined in wood, and it's sloped to the back, so if you've got some paper clips or whatever in there, it's easy to slide them out. And on this side you've got a little inkwell. So that's fairly typical of inkwells of a period. You've got an inner lid which just lifts up on this catch, and then you've got a little glass bottle in there, and that's a gilt brass as well. Then to either side you've got belt loops to put your pens and pencils, just to keep your writing implements nice and tidy. So if you've got a small flat, or you don't have a need to do paperwork often, this space saver would be a very useful piece of furniture for you. You could pull it out when you want to work, fold it up, put it in a corner when you're done. Perhaps when you finish your work you might want to have a game of cards, so you could then turn it into this table and you could have a nice game of cards. And it's made of walnut with brass fittings and leather lining, and it's going to be around about 1910 in date, and it's very well made. I mean, as I said, it's possible that the odd soldier took one of these off to war with him. I can imagine it would be useful. During travel, these legs might not be that well protected. They've got quite a nice, elegant shape. But in the making of this, the cabinet maker has gone the extra distance. So this is typically going to be a vulnerable area, this S-scroll shape. So that's been strengthened. Let's come in and see if we can show you by putting in a cut and putting in another piece of wood to basically sandwich it in the middle of the leg. And that's been done on each S section just to add extra strength to the leg. So that's quite a nice touch. So this is around about 1900 and 1910. It's made of walnut. It's an unusual version of a folding desk, sold by a number of different high-end London makers in the very early 20th century, and actually still very practical today as it was then. I mean, it's a good size for working with a laptop on. And you can see it on our website.